It might be a kiddie thing, but who doesn't love chicken nuggets?
I do.
Yep, and that's what we're gonna make today. I have here 2 kilos of free-range chicken, half breast, half thighs, so we get a good flavor profile on the meat. We're gonna mince it, we're gonna season it, and then we're gonna shape and put them in the freezer.
Is that a trick?
That's a trick, and I'll show you why. So while they cool down, then we're gonna make 2 different dipping sauces, an Asian-inspired and a Greek-inspired. It's gonna be a feast. First, we're gonna take our chicken and cube it up and clean off if we have any unwanted parts here, like there are some fatty parts here that we don't want. I mean, a little bit of fat is okay, but you don't want big chunks of fat inside. That's not gonna be nice. And then we just cube it up so it's easy to put in our grinder. All cubed up, so ready to go in the mincer. So let's start feeding it here. All of it minced up, and now we're going to season it, and we're going to do it simply with salt and pepper for now. The rest of the spices later, they will come in the batter. Move a little bit of this aside here, and we give it a good pinch of salt in the middle, and a little bit of pepper, not too much, you said. And then
yeah, it has to be kiddie friendly also. At least some of it.
So friendly for you? No, that we will take care of later. So we make an adult version also. And then we're just going to go in there and get it massaged in. And anyway, we want this massaged after mincing so that we get like not very pasty, but sort of halfway to a pasty consistency to get good nuggets. For the shaping, it's easier if you have a little bit wet hands because it is kind of sticky, this here. So how big shall we make them? Like not too...
like bites or...
Like nuggets! Like that. That's a nice nugget.
That looks beautiful.
Nah, good size, I think. We also don't want them too small. We want to be able to dunk them in our dipping sauces.
Yeah, of course. You have to be able to cut it in half also.
Nah.
No.
And actually it's just some parchment paper here so that when we freeze them, then they will release easy afterwards. It's gonna be so pretty. Just wait till they get golden, then you'll see.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they will be nice. Here are the babies, and now they go into the freezer for half an hour to an hour. You don't want them deep frozen, but you want them to be hard. For our sauces, we're gonna start with a sweet and sour Asian-inspired sauce, which is super easy to make. It's a recipe we invented a year ago here. 150 milliliter of rice vinegar into a small bowl, small pot. And then sambal oleg. It's a beautiful chili sauce from Thailand, and I love it. So we go in with maybe 3 tablespoons of this. It's not exact measurement. Go a little bit by feeling here. And then 50 grams of sugar, a minced clove of garlic, and then I'm going in with some ginger powder. I didn't have fresh ginger because I forgot to buy it, so we take a tablespoon of ginger powder because we want the taste and the flavor. And then we're just going to bring this up to a simmer. It takes about 5-6 minutes, so we get a little bit of thickening. We're going to switch it off, let it cool down under a lid, and then we'll put it in a nice little bowl for serving. For our second sauce, we're going to use Greek yogurt as a base. Beautiful Greek yogurt, and this is real Greek yogurt.
Nice strain, and that would be more refreshing, this sauce actually.
I think so. Mm-hmm. This bowl is what, half a kilo, so we take, let's say, half of it. Half of it, yeah. So 250 grams, I would say, like that. And then we're going to go in with a teaspoon of Dijon mustard. Very nice. It's going to give nice flavors. And we're going to give it a little bit of garlic powder, granulated garlic actually, like half a teaspoon, yeah, not more. We don't want it to be too garlicky.
Olive oil.
a pinch of salt, and a pinch of pepper. Not too much either. And then the other liquids would be a squirt of olive oil, what shall we say, tablespoon? Yeah. And then we start with the juice of half a lime, and then we taste it to see. We might take the other half also, but we'll see. They are quite juicy, so. And then we just mix this in. Let me give this a try to see where we are. It's good, but it's way too mild. This needs to go further. Definitely 1 more teaspoon of mustard, that's for sure. And then a pinch more salt and a little bit more pepper. We don't need more lime, that's fine, but it needs more pepper here. So we get a little bit more. It has to have a little bit of a bite also. Now let me give this a try with the back end of my teaspoon so I don't double dip here because people might complain.
Is that better?
That's nice, perfect. Yeah, now there's a little bit of bite to it with the mustard, and the lime is good. It's perfect. I like it.
So basically, you go by taste.
Yeah.
Whatever likes everybody.
You can go as far as you want. You can add a little bit of chili. You can add ginger. You
A
can
little
add
bit of honey if somebody wants it
Sweeter.
more sweeter. Yeah.
We are not very sweet people,
No,
so.
no.
But there you have it in the fridge with that, and we can move on. While our fryer is heating up to 100 degrees Celsius, we are going to season our flour. We have here half a kilo of, this is actually Caputo Manitoba, because we have it, but you can use all purpose for this. It doesn't have to be any special flour.
You use what you have.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to season that with a tablespoon of smoked paprika and a good heaping tablespoon of sea salt, because you want the crust to be a little bit salty here, and a couple of pinches of freshly cracked black pepper. And we're just going to whisk all this together. There we have our cold nuggies. They are frozen, but they still have a little bit of give, so this is perfect because then they're still a little bit moist. So now we're going to dip them in our flour and leave them here. And we're going to dunk all of them like this, so they get a nice layer of flour. Here's the last one into the flour. And now I need to wash my hands because after that it's off to the races. With the rest of our flour, we are going to add some water. We want to make a batter here, thin batter actually. So I definitely need some more here because I had something like that maybe. Let's get that mixed in and then we see. Here we are with the batter, and it's still a little bit lumpy, and that's actually okay because that's what you want on the texture on the outside. You want them to be a little bit, let's call them rustic. So, into the batter, let's take some pieces here. I don't know how many I'll put in at a time.
Maybe 6, 7,
5,
8.
6, yeah. I think I'll start out with 6, and then we see how it goes because I don't want to run down the temperature on the oil too much. So, and I'm not putting it into the basket and then lower it because then it will stick to the bottom of the basket. So I'm using a fork to lower them in like this. And they're going off there.
And that machine doesn't spritz so much.
No, it's quite, actually I'm surprised about that. It's very hygienic to use it actually. It doesn't spritz all over. You can do this obviously in a pot if you don't have a deep fat fryer. Then it's just
you love gadgets and you buy all sorts of them.
True, I am a little bit of a gadget freak, I cannot deny that. That's one of my weaknesses, one of my few weaknesses.
Yeah.
So now we let them go here, give them a shake.
How long about? A few minutes?
5 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes, not more. It's not long. You see, they're already getting nice and crispy. And now when you see them start floating to the top a little bit, then we want to check the temperature. Oh, they look excellent. Let's see where we are here. That's perfect temperature. Here we are at 60, 68, 69 degrees. They're perfect. So, first batch, let's get them out here on our tray, and then we continue with the next batch. I just figured out a small trick here. When you just put them in, you shake the basket like this so that they don't get a chance to stick until they form a crust. And that works perfectly. Now they're nice and loose, look. Perfect.
You live, you learn, baby.
You live, you learn. There we have the beauties, nice and beautiful golden, and our sauces. And we found a jar of homemade aioli in the fridge. Your favorite? My favorite. So there's a link down below how to make that, by the way. And this is just perfect for dunking. So I'm going to start with my favorite, which I know is sweet and sour, because I love that sauce.
What's the verdict?
They're fantastic. They're super juicy, they're crunchy on the outside, and, well, they're just fantastic. And you can do this in a pot, you don't need a deep fat fryer, and it's perfect. But I want to try the fresh one here. That was your idea, so let me give that a try also. Listen to the crunch.
Yeah, and you know what's inside, guys. I mean,
Yeah.
buy these frozen ones is not always the best choice.
It's super nice with that Dijon mustard yogurt sauce. It's fresh and it's light. It's really, really good. So last up is my aioli.
So you tried all of them.